take a minute. I was asking Luis if I should talk just a little bit about one of the early on experiments that we did back when I was at Time Warner, my last laboratory responsibility there. Just to give you an idea on a network that we designed back in 1998 for Orlando, Florida, a small segment of Orlando, Florida, about 4,000 homes. But on that particular network, which was nowhere near as powerful as this, we developed the first video-on-demand servers were developed for that architecture. We worked with several of the local grocery stores that allowed you to go in, and it was a virtual grocery store. It looked exactly like going into Albertsons or Smith's. You can walk in, walk up and down the aisles, pick up cans of whatever it is that you wanted to look at, decide that you wanted to do that or not. If you decided not to keep the can, you put it back on the shelf. If you wanted it, you put it in your basket and showed you how much you paid. When all was said and done, as you checked out, all your groceries were there. And that afternoon, they would show up at your house. We did the same thing with Ward's and Sears and several of the other businesses, where you could go in, it was like a virtual town. And you could go in and select. Let's say that you went into Ward's and you want to look at power tools. You want a radial arm saw. As you walked into the store, a guy greeted you. It was a cartoon character, but he greeted you. Took you over to where you wanted to be and allowed you to look at all the different radial arm saws and so forth that you wanted. And if you had a question, you could actually ask a question and you got a real live person to answer it about that particular product. We did just about anything you can imagine we were able to do virtually. For example, if you bought a refrigerator at the store and it was due to be delivered at Angel Fire on Fridays, and you bought it on Wednesday, well, on Friday afternoon it would show up. We made the experience just as though you were actually shopping, and the delivery to your home was almost the same time frame as you're really shopping. We worked with the banks, we worked with movie theaters, we worked with restaurants for dealing with reservations, we worked with realtors. But a separate thing for realtors that went to all the hotels, that in those hotels, the realty network showed up. And you could see what was available to buy in the local area, or in this case, throughout the entire footprint of Kit Carson. Anyway, things like that are very, very doable. And we did this and activated it as a trial at Time Warner back in I did my part in 98. It was put online 99 and 2000.
Thanks. So the reservation system that we use, by the way, uses authorized.net. Basically, as soon as the customer hits submit, the whole transaction's done through authorized.net because of the PCI compliance issue, ultimately. So now we need to try to figure out, we've got a few education pieces that we've talked about. The Chamber needs to try to figure out who can develop and deliver these education pieces first in the general way and then in the industry specific way. And that's where potentially the Global Center for Cultural Entrepreneurialism can help. You want to tell us a little bit about what y'all do?